Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and I'm in my 1.2.5 test world where I'm demonstrating the latest and greatest changes to Forestry. Sengir has been hard at work making some really nice under the hood changes and some other cool stuff that you'll see as soon as you open up almost any GUI. There's a new block or two as well, and a lot of cool functionality has been added to Forestry here. I'm pretty excited to show it to you guys. So without further ado, let's get started checking out all the new cool stuff that Sengir added to Forestry. Alright guys, like I said, a lot of interface and GUI changes here on all the blocks. Now before I get into what they do, I want you guys to know I am pronouncing GUI properly. Go look it up, it's actually pronounced GUI, not G-U-I. The proper pronunciation is GUI. Trust me. Alright, on to the Arboretum now. Note that as soon as I open up the Arboretum, you can see that there's this neat little interface, these little tabs over here on the right. And if I click on one of them, you'll see that one of them says you're missing resources. This is your error tab, it's the one in red. And if there's an error condition with any one of your blocks, it'll give you more details about what's wrong. So for example, if I expand this guy here, you'll see more resources need to be supplied for operation. And if I place enough humus and saplings in here, the error condition disappears. How cool is that? Gotta love it. Alright, the next tab that's available is the Owner tab. It shows you who the owner of this block is and the current access level. And the access level, there's 3 of them. To change it, just click here. You can see it goes from shared to restricted to private. And this really only makes sense in multiplayer. But basically the way it works is shared means it's just like a normal block, works just like before. Anybody can access it and anybody can do whatever they want. In restricted mode, anybody can access the contents of the block, but they can't break it. Only the owner can break the block. And I'm guessing server admins can too. And then the final mode here is private mode, which means anybody that's not the owner, so it's not going to be obvious to me, but anyone who's not the owner won't be able to see the contents of the Arboretum, as well as won't be able to break it. So if they were to look in there, they would see this. Nothing in there, even though there was actually humus or saplings. But then shared mode means people can access it. So this is a way to protect your machines from people you don't want to mess with the inventories of in multiplayer. And here's my farm. You can see similar inventory settings here, the owner and the resources tab. Pretty awesome, actually. Checking out some of the other blocks here, a lot of them got inventory upgrades. You can see the fermenter here doing a neat little job of showing you that right now there's no matching recipe was found for the supplied resources. So we don't know what to do with the resources we've got. Let's correct it. Alright, so I'll place some fertilizer in there, some saplings in there, still not happy. Let's put some watering cans in. Now we've set aside it. We've also got this purple guy here. You can see that there's a little tooltip on the thing. Did you know? Your fermenter can not only create biomass, you can also use it to produce honeydew and liquid honey. So that's pretty cool. Or use honeydew and liquid honey to make some short mead. So a neat little tooltip option has also been added to some of your machines. That gives you some information about the machine and little hints about how they work. And of course the owner interface is there as well. You should also note with private mode, it restricts the ability for tubes and pipes and any inventory accessing things. So if you had some liquid transport pipes to pump out biomass, if you put it in private mode, those pipes won't work. Same for items. This is to protect somebody from using pipes to steal your items. So as you can see, a lot of the inventories here have this neat little tooltip as well as the error conditional that shows you what the problem might be. And look, yet another foam slime. Naughty. Alright, biogenerator, same thing. Tooltip, that kind of cool stuff. Awesome. So let's take a look at some of the other things. You can see the no rain conditional here. The rain tank says it's only going to work when it's raining outside. And of course, if we make it rain, it'll turn off that error message. And then stopping the rain again brings the error message back. Cool. Let's take a look at some of the other new GUI changes that we've got here. Let's see. These guys are all about the same. Neat little tooltip. And not dark enough is your error here on the moistener. Looks like just some minor changes to the way some of the GUIs look. The biogenerator, of course. Now let's check out this guy down here, the apiary. Obviously changed quite a bit. One of the other cool things that is added with the tooltip with the apiary is this guy. It tells you what the current climate is in the area that you place down your apiary. So you can see the climate indication here, temperature normal, humidity normal. If we were to take a run off in this direction, you can see that I've got an apiary sitting over here in a jungle biome, and you can see the temperature is warm and the humidity is damp. Dun dun. Oh my. And if we were to fly over in this direction, you can see an apiary that I placed ahead of time with some cold temperature and humidity normal. So it's cold over here. That's the climate of this area. Neat. Next up, we've got a little new item here called the pipette. This is a cool little device, just a piece of wool, any color, and some glass panes. And what this guy does is, have you ever had an instance where you put like a little bit of liquid in an engine or something, and it just used less than a bucket's worth, and there was still a small amount left? Well, that's what the pipette is for. Just use it to scoop up the last little bit of that liquid. And it's going to hold it like a container, kind of like a bucket. So let's try it out. I'm going to grab my lava capsules and my biomass cans and start filling up what's going to be a new engine. Interface also is the biogas engine. So you can see this engine has a new interface along with some errors. Not warmed up yet. Oh, refill the heating tank. Okay, well I'll put 1 can of lava in there. Oh, now it's happy with its heating, but there's still no fuel. Oh, got to replenish the fuel supply, so let's go ahead and put that in there. Alright, now you can also see it's got this orange indicator that shows you the current output, the stored megajoules, and the heat. And you can also see this little tooltip that tells you that Minecraft joules is what MJ stands for. I always thought it was megajoules, but I guess it's Minecraft joule. Cool. So let's go ahead and turn this guy on and see what it's doing. Ta-da! By giving it a good kickstart, you can see right now it's got a heat buildup, and it needs to get built up to a certain heat level before it can actually start. And I guess that's what this little red indicator line here is the current heat level on the engine. Once it hits the top there, ta-da! It's got a little bit of biomass fuel. It shows you how much of the current bucket it's used, and the current output and how much megajoule or Minecraft joules are being stored in the energy here. So it's only got a limited buffer, and it's going to, go ahead and pump it out somewhere eventually. Let's give it some work to do real quick. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and place some water cans and the fermenter and the sapling, or the fertilizer and saplings and the fermenter. And now if we check this thing out here, we can see that, we're definitely outputting a good amount of Minecraft joules. Awesome. And the heat level's staying constant. But we used a small amount of lava and there's a little bit left. So that's where the pipette can come in, I guess, somehow. Oh, and correction on how the pipette works, you have to right-click in the GUI interface here. So right-click on the liquid, and it's going to drain it out if there's a small amount left. And for now, it's not going to be emptyable. It's just a way to clear out the tank if you have a small amount of liquid in there that's not being used for anything. That was always a nuisance. So it's just a kind of way to solve that. The other thing I believe is the biogas engine might need a... let's see... Oh, look, here's the heat decreasing. That's cool. And does this guy need a cooldown period? Nope, he doesn't, so that's good. Cool. Pretty neat, huh? And you can see if you turn on your peat-fired engine, I'll go flip the switch back here, that this guy is also going to show you the megajoules, or the Minecraft joules, and if you put peat in there, there you go. Awesome, huh? And the current heat level as well. Now onto the electrical engine. As most of you guys know, there's a way to power your electrical engines using industrial craft power. Let's go ahead and hook this guy up. Let's get some solar panels here. And we'll get some glass fiber cables and get some power going to this guy. I'll be right back once it's ready. Alright, so you could of course use solar panels up there to power your electrical engine, but now it's got a neat little new interface here, as you can see. What's the use of this interface? Well, if you were to get yourself some, let's see if energy crystals work. I don't know if they do. I know batteries will, though. That's what this is for. Putting some rechargeable batteries in here. Let's see if energy crystals work. Hey, yeah, they do. Look at that. So you can see there's a nice little energy bar here indicating the energy level, and you can see it creating energy for us. And if you check here, you can see it's producing 2 Minecraft joules per tick. Awesome. So you can store your energy crystals in here and run your electrical engines off energy crystals, or you could of course still use the old solar panels or whatever other kind of industrial craft power you feel might be useful to use. Sweet. Look at that. Plenty of juice in there now. And another change here is the stationary bee analyzer. As you can see, this beealyzer here can stationarily analyze your bees for you. It's a pretty complicated interface looking, but it's not too bad, I assure you. Let's check it out. Now, as you guys know, in order to analyze your bees with your handheld beealyzer, you need some honey drops. But the beealyzer here that sits on the ground, the stationary one, needs liquid honey. So we're going to put some honey capsules up here to make sure the liquid honey is in there. You could, of course, pump it in with some waterproof pipes. And then you just place your bee in the left-hand slot here. And you can see it's going to sit there and analyze it for us. Cool. And you could, of course, automate this a bit with some piping. So you could pipe your bees into the side here, and they'll automatically get analyzed after a few seconds. It's not instant like the handheld one, but there you go. You can see there's nothing to analyze at the moment is your error message, but we can see we have a wintry princess here. So cool. And then, of course, you could pump them out the side when you're done. So just keep a good supply of liquid honey going, and you can automate the analyzing of your bees. If you ever wanted to automate the analyzing of your bees like I did, you'll be pretty happy with this change. Awesome. Sangir, you're the man. Oh yeah, looks like we had a forest princess and a tropical princess. Like I didn't know that since I cheated myself these bees with NEI. Now something to note with these engines, if you don't have them connected to anything, in this case I don't have a wooden pipe here, and it doesn't have anywhere to go, or if it's connected to a machine that doesn't need the energy, you'll see it starts to overheat. And right now the stored energy is going up like crazy, and the heat level is also rising. We're up at the red stage. The same thing's happening over here. We've got a pretty good amount of stored energy, and the heat level is currently stable at 500 degrees. What happens is this thing gets to a heat level that's pretty high, and then it stays there if the energy is being dumped out. But once it gets to a high amount, once it has too much stored up in its buffer, the heat level is going to start rising again, which is what happened in our electrical engine. So you can see the stored amount and the heat is going crazy. Once it gets too hot, it's going to go into a forced cool down mode. You can see that the energy that's stored and the heat amount is starting to drop. And what this means is that the engine has overheated and is currently in a forced cool down. So if you were to connect a wooden thing in front of it, it's going to not produce much energy going forward. It's going to wait until, see, the current output is 0? Yep. Alright, so you can see even though this thing is sitting here, it's not dumping any energy out into the line, and it's still in the forced cool down mode. There's no stored energy, there's no current output, and once the heat level drops all the way down to 0, the forced cool down will be over and it'll start running again. So basically what this means is make sure your engines are using most of their energy. If you have more energy output than whatever machine you're powering can handle, it might be a point where it overheats like this. It's not going to explode, it's just going to waste some time, and it's going to have to wait until it can run again. And here you can see the heat level dropping all the way down to 0, which is cool. And hey, there we go. Now we're outputting energy again. Awesome. And the forced cooldown is gone. And don't forget, guys, that Sangir and Craft are now the official owners of Buildcraft in terms of maintaining it. So I wouldn't be too surprised if you saw this kind of stuff starting to show up in the Buildcraft implementation as well as Forestry. Not too soon, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised. Nothing official there. And one more minor detail here is that localization is now supported. So if I open up this chest, you can see it's all in Russian. Cool. Yep, Russian. I don't know what any of it means, but, it's there, doing its Russian thing. Yeah, so localization and forestry now supported, and anybody's welcome to start submitting, their translations if they want. But I don't speak Russian, so obviously I have to figure out how to get back to English US. There we go. Done. Much better. Alright, so this is Direwolf20 signing off on the mod spotlight of Forestry version 1.4.6.0. Bunch of cool changes, particularly my favorite is the stationary bee analyzer. Really happy to see that going on. And a few other cool things that Sangir added here, like these cool tooltips. And the owner thing is great if you're into multiplayer play. Alright guys, this is Direwolf20 signing off. Take it easy.